On the frozen plains of Mongolia, a boy was left to die. His father had been poisoned by enemies. His tribe abandoned his family. They had no food, no allies, and no protection. The boy's name was Genghis Khan. As a child, he hunted rats and wild plants just to survive. But within a few decades, that same boy would unite the Mongol tribes and build the largest land empire in human history. An empire that stretched from the Pacific Ocean to Eastern Europe. This is the story of how a forgotten child became the most feared conqueror the world has ever known. Genghis Khan was born around 1162, originally named Temujin. His father was a minor tribal leader, but when Temujin was only 9 years old, his father was poisoned by a rival clan. Without a leader, the tribe abandoned Temujin's family. His mother and siblings were left alone on the brutal Mongolian steppe. They nearly starved. Temujin later killed his own half-brother in a fight over food. From childhood, survival meant violence. As Temujin grew older, rival tribes saw him as a threat. He was captured and enslaved, locked in a wooden collar and forced to work. But one night, Temujin escaped. He hid in a river while his captors searched nearby. A sympathetic family secretly sheltered him. It was the moment that changed his life. From that point on, Temujin began gathering allies. The Mongolian steppe was full of rival clans constantly fighting each other. But Temujin offered something different. He rewarded loyalty. He promoted people based on skill rather than noble birth. Warriors from many tribes began joining him. Over time, Temujin defeated rival leaders and absorbed their followers. By the year 1206, the tribes gathered and declared him Genghis Khan, meaning universal ruler. The Mongol Empire had begun. The Mongol army was unlike anything the world had ever seen. Every warrior was a master horseman. They could ride for days without stopping. They carried powerful composite bows capable of killing enemies from incredible distances. Their armies were organized with ruthless efficiency. Units of 10, 100, 1,000, and 10,000 soldiers. Speed was their greatest weapon. Entire armies could appear suddenly, strike and disappear before enemies could react. The Mongols didn't just defeat armies. They terrified entire civilizations. Cities that surrendered were often spared, but cities that resisted were destroyed. Word spread quickly. Sometimes entire regions surrendered without fighting. Fear became one of the Mongols' most powerful weapons. One of the most famous examples began with a diplomatic incident. Genghis Khan sent merchants and diplomats to the powerful Khwarezmian Empire, but the local governor executed them. It was a catastrophic mistake. Genghis Khan launched one of the most devastating campaigns in history. Mongol armies swept across Central Asia. Great cities fell one after another. The empire was completely destroyed. Despite their brutal reputation, the Mongols also created stability across vast territories. Trade flourished along the Silk Road. Merchants could travel safely across thousands of miles. Genghis Khan allowed religious freedom. He also created a sophisticated postal system that allowed messages to travel across the empire at incredible speed. In 1223, Mongol armies pushed further west than ever before. Their scouts encountered a coalition of Russian princes and steppe warriors near the Kalka River. The European forces believed they had the Mongols trapped, but the Mongols had planned the entire battle. They pretended to retreat. For 9 days, the Russian armies chased them across the steppe. Then suddenly, the Mongols turned. Their cavalry struck with devastating speed. The coalition army collapsed in chaos. After the battle, the Mongols executed captured leaders in a chilling way, by placing wooden boards over them and feasting on top. It was meant as a message. Resistance would not be tolerated. Europe had just witnessed the terrifying tactics of the Mongol war machine for the first time. Despite rumors of invincibility, everyone must die one day. In 1227, while campaigning in northern China, Genghis Khan died. The exact cause of his death remains a mystery. Some accounts suggest illness, others suggest injuries from battle. His burial site has never been definitively found. But his empire did not die with him. His descendants continued conquering. Within decades, the Mongol Empire stretched across much of Asia and into Europe. Even today, one of history's greatest mysteries remains unsolved. No one knows exactly where Genghis Khan was buried. According to legend, the soldiers who buried him killed anyone who witnessed the funeral procession. Then those same soldiers were executed to keep the location secret. Some stories even claim that horses were driven across the burial site to erase all traces. More than 800 years later, archaeologists are still searching. But the tomb of the man who conquered half the known world remains hidden somewhere in the vast Mongolian steppe. Genetic studies suggest something remarkable. A large number of men in Central Asia share a similar Y chromosome lineage that likely traces back to Genghis Khan. Some estimates suggest around 16 million men alive today may be related to his family line. That means the legacy of the Mongol conqueror may still exist in millions of people across the world. From a starving child abandoned on the Mongolian steppe to the creator of the largest land empire in history, the rise of Genghis Khan changed the course of the world forever, and it all began with a boy who refused to die.